Today at Manchester Theatres, I am thrilled to be with the singing sensation that is Adam Strong. And I can say that as a fan who has seen you in shows such as We Will Rock You and Rock of Ages. Absolutely fantastic. Now, Adam is currently touring with Disney's Aladdin, which is coming to the Palace Theatre, Manchester, from the 22nd of May right through to the beginning of July. So you have plenty of opportunity to catch this absolutely spectacular and magical show. Now, as well as the shows I've mentioned, Adam has also been in other amazing shows such as Joseph and His Technicolor Dreamcoat, Jesus Christ Superstar, Cinderella, and Talent. He has sung with the Proms. You have been with the Barricade Boys, the International Tenors. So we really are in for a treat today as we chat all things Disney, Aladdin, and musicals. So thank you so much for joining us, Adam.
Thank you for having me.
So Aladdin, when you get that call from a Disney production to say, yes, you've got this show, and then you're on it and you're in rehearsals and you're on tour, is it all as magical as you kind of, I know it's going to be a lot of hard work, but is it kind of everything you'd hope a Disney production would be?
It really is. I'd not long got back from London. I was visiting family in the north when I got the phone call. And we had to wait, I think, 7 months before we could tell anybody. So that's the hard part.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got it. You had to keep it secret until like September, just before we start rehearsals. But everything that I ever imagined from a Disney production, it has. I mean, the rehearsal rooms, we had like 9 rehearsal rooms, along with every rehearsal version of a prop you could wish for. And for me, I think, because obviously Jafar wears a long cloak, I even had a rehearsal version of the cloak so that I wasn't in my costume, but I was in a version of it, just to get used to swishing the cloak. And it is quite long, more for other people than me, because people stand on me quite a lot. Not so much now that we're 8 months in, but at the beginning, everyone knows now to give me a wide berth because it's quite long. But it's been an amazing journey so far, and to come to Manchester, it's one of my favourite cities, and that is one of my favourite theatres, the Palace Theatre, both that and the Opera House. But I did one of my first ever shows at the Palace, so I absolutely love that venue.
Yeah, and we cannot wait to have you back. As you've mentioned, Jafar. So, I mean, you're going on quite a long tour with Jafar, the villain. So tell us a little bit about him as a refresher, but also, like, how have you found a way to kind of connect and find something that you like about him? Because when you're stuck with him for that length of time, you've got to find something you like, right?
Do you know what? I love him, and I couldn't do it without my counterpart, Angelo, who plays Iago. For those who haven't seen the musical, Iago, we get this a lot, this question. Iago definitely is in the musical, but he's not a parrot, he's in human form. So we just have the best time. We're very much a double act. And we very much bounce off each other. I think without him, the comedy doesn't work. Bless Angelo, the way that I have to treat him as Jafar, I'm always yelling at him and talking down to him. We've got such a good relationship that it works. But yeah, it is a long tour. We're on tour for 17 months, so it is a long time to be with a character. But I've loved this character since I was 5 years old. So getting to be him 8 times a week, sometimes 9, it's just a privilege, really. And he's not all bad. There are sides to him. He's very intelligent, and he's always on the front foot. He knows what's coming.
Yeah.
And I just love it. I love everything about the show. And getting to work opposite Gavin Adams, who is our wonderful Aladdin. Obviously, a lot of my scenes are with him, and he's just a joy to be around. And everyone in the cast are cast, crew, band, everyone. This cast, it's the most diverse cast I've ever worked with. And of course, we have our wonderful Genie, who everyone is going to be bowled over with. It is such an iconic role, told in a very different way, but with still, respecting the animation.
Yeah.
And it's a spectacle.
It is. I'm going to ask about that in a bit. But before I get to that, I was going to kind of say that, I mean, you've kind of touched on some of it there, but like the writing, the comedy, or what Disney do is we know they offer, you know, dreams and wishes and magic and overcoming adversity, but they don't shy away from the tough things either, the tough things in life and the darker themes and things like that. And Aladdin has all of that going on, doesn't it? You know, from Aladdin overcoming adversity to, you know, the darker, or not darker, but the more difficult topics of, you know, in kind of being on his own and finding his own way in life and all these. It just has everything in there, doesn't it?
It really does, and I think what one thing that doesn't become too clear in the animation is that obviously he's an orphan, but in our version he loses his mother, and he sings a wonderful song called "Proud of Your Boy" that he wants to make his mother proud.
Yeah.
And I think for anyone in the audience who is listening to that wonderful song, it really is. It's not all glitz and glamour in this life. So I think you're right in saying Disney have very carefully placed elements of that into the show, which is really, really fantastic to see.
And you've mentioned there, Proud of Your Boy. So in the original film, we've got this glorious music by the award-winning Alan Menken and Howard Ashman. And for the theatrical production, Tim Rice and Alan Menken wrote some more. That is one of them. So tell us a little bit more about, some of the songs that people may not know from the movie that are going to be in this. So that is one of them.
Yeah, it is. There's actually 5 songs in the animation. So we've got some amazing songs. Again, as you said, written by Alan Menken and Tim Rice. I've got one of them. It's one of my favorites in the show. It's called Diamond in the Rough. Mm-hmm. We all know Jafar uses that term quite a lot for Aladdin. Now Jasmine has her own solo as well, which is called Palace Walls, which is her and her attendants in her bedroom, and it's just stunning. My favorite out of the new ones would be a song called Million Miles Away. It's quite Greatest Showman-esque, I feel, even though Aladdin came before Greatest Showman. It is, again, it's Aladdin and Jasmine in their first encounter, when they first meet, in that iconic scene in the animation where he takes her to where he lives, his abode, and they sing that song together. It's jam-packed with so many amazing songs. We don't have abou. We get asked that a lot, but we do have Aladdin's 3 friends, which were originally written for the animation, Babkak, Omar, and Kasim. And they also have quite a few songs in the show. They've got a song named after them. Then they have, I think the most fun is a song called High Adventure, and it is a full 7-minute sword fight.
Wow.
Between the 3 thieves and all of our wonderful guards in the ensemble. So yeah, amazing songs just to lift up. I mean, we've got about 18 songs in the show, just to give that lift, to make it into more of a musical.
Yeah, I think the phrase that you use there, jam-packed, is kind of it explains the musical as a whole, but then even individual music numbers. I'm going to come back to what you were saying about Friend Like Me, because I saw Aladdin many years ago on Broadway, and that had stuck with me. I mean, it's like they've put a musical of its own in the middle of a musical. I can't even begin to try and describe everything that goes on. It is phenomenal, isn't it?
It is. It's one of my favorite moments in the entire show. I mean, how Yokai, who plays the genie, and all of our wonderful ensemble, how they do it is beyond me, because it's about 12 minutes, the number. Yeah. And it has flips, it has magic tricks, it's got a tap routine, he sings a medley of his favorite Disney songs. I mean, it is absolutely mind-blowing. And every night when I hear them doing it, they are exhausted. I come on straight after Friend Like Me. So I see our wonderful ensemble leaving after the tap number. And when I tell you, they are worn out. And you're talking athletes here. Yeah. These are, some of the best singer-dancers in the industry. who are worn out at the end of that. And it's 8 times a week. And on a week, we do 4 shows on a weekend, which is not normal for a musical. But fantastic for the audiences, because I know a lot of my friends, a lot of musicals don't do Sundays.
No.
Whereas we do 2 on a Sunday, which is, it's such a fantastic opportunity for people to get to see who maybe work during the week, maybe aren't free on a Saturday, but to get, we do 1:30 and 6 on a Sunday. So it's so much opportunity to get everyone in to see the show. And I think Sunday is one of our busiest days, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah. Well, I'm literally in the process of finalising. I run drama school, and we're doing a Sunday trip. We're going to come and watch.
There you go.
Yeah, there's going to be a few of us coming. So yeah, on a Sunday. Now, I wanted to ask, I don't think I'm giving anything away, because it's on the trailer that yes, there's a carpet and yes, it flies. So I don't think I'm giving anything away with that. But have they let you have a go? Because obviously Jafar isn't normally someone who you would see on the carpet, but did he kind of let you have a go just for fun?
I haven't had a go yet, but Angela and I do want to have a go together. At the minute, it's literally just our wonderful understudies and the Aladdins and Jasmines. Yeah. I think because it's we get the show up so fast for the amount of stuff that we've got. We've got 14 trucks with this show, which I've never had a show that has that many. There's always something going on during the day.
Yeah.
But we will at some point, maybe Manchester, because we're there for so long.
Yeah.
That maybe that'll be my opportunity to ask them.
Have a little fly.
Exactly. It's high though. I don't know. It's very high.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. It goes literally almost to the top of the stage.
Yeah. Ooh. They wouldn't let me. I'd fall off. And what about Jafar towards the end of the show? I'm not asking you to give any trade secrets away, but we know in the story he wants to become the most powerful genie, wants to become the most powerful sorcerer, and he kind of undergoes a few different transformations. Have you kind of had to learn a few magic illusion-y kind of things for the part, for that kind of section?
So that section, yes, obviously it is a Disney magic secret, but even people who are in the front row still can't work out how the magic is done. Obviously I know, because I do it every night, but yeah, it's one of them things where we're all kind of sworn to secrecy, but it's fascinating to watch how they do certain magic tricks. But yeah, you're gonna have to come and see it you won't. I doubt people will work it out, to be honest, because
I wouldn't want to. That's the magic. I wouldn't want you to sort of say, "Oh, by the way, that's the magic." But yeah, it's going to be something to behold, isn't it? That when you can go away going, how? Then that's special.
It's the first when friends come and see it, they always ask 2 questions: carpet and one of my tricks. And I'm like, no, Disney magic.
So finally, if you had, I know it's a bit of a cheesy question, but it's got to be done. If you had a magic lamp, a genie's lamp, and you could ask 3 questions, but the rules of this lamp are that they've got to be completely indulgent questions. So we're not asking you to solve world poverty or cure diseases, just purely for you. What would your 3 wishes be? I'm putting you on the spot, because I was even trying to answer it myself, and it's hard.
Oh no, I don't think it's that hard. Right, number 1, a holiday home, a massive holiday home. Probably Bali's one of my favorite places on earth, so probably somewhere in Bali. A sports car of some sort. Probably. Oh no, maybe a big Range Rover, actually. I do love.
You could just say cars. That we could cover
cars.
Wish.
Many cars. And it was kind of 2, maybe a house in the country and a house in London.
There we go. Lots and lots of lovely things. But yeah, well, I hope that all of your wishes come true, because you are going to be bringing wishes to many of us by coming along to the Palace Theatre from the 22nd of May with Disney's Aladdin. Cannot wait. I am a huge Disney nut. So yeah, honestly, it's going to be amazing. Thank you for your time today, Adam, and we cannot wait to see you. Thank you.
Thank you. See you soon.